Hello everyone, welcome to Crafts in the Kitchen with me, Jo McIntosh. So today I want to show you how to make felt beads, and I'm going to show you how to make two different types. So I'm going to show you how to make a round felt bead like this one, or one like this which has got different colours in the layers. So what do we need? Well, you need some of this, which is merino fleece, some soap, which I use washing up liquid, and some warm water. Now, in order to create your round bead, we need to take some... Now, the interesting with this is it's very soft and fluffy, and if you're gentle, you can pull it. If you grip it hard and pull tight, you'll find it's more difficult. So it seems odd, but the more gentle you are. So let's make a round bead. So to start with, I'm just going to pull off some pieces of, this is the blue fleece, and I've laid them in going horizontally. I'm now going to lay some going vertically, because laying the fleece in different directions gives you a stronger bead. Now, how many layers you want to do is entirely up to you, but you have to bear in mind that felt shrinks when it's rolled. So let's just add in a little bit of this lovely pink multicoloured. So this is not an exact science, and it's a bit tricky to get. If you want a lot of beads, it's a bit tricky to get them all the same size. Right, so I've now got what I want. Now in the jug here, I've got warm water with a splurge of washing up liquid. So I'm now just going to take my little bundle and make it into a rough ball shape and dunk it into the warm soapy water. I'm going to squeeze out the excess, won't be completely dry, and then I'm just going to roll it in my hands. Now, to begin with, and for a few minutes, it will feel very squidgy. And at the moment you can see it's quite large, but the longer you roll it, the smaller it will become and the firmer it will be. Now, I'm not going to sit and roll it till it's completely firm, but if I show you one I did earlier, so this pink and green one started probably a little bit smaller than this, but not much, so you can see they do tend to shrink. Let's give it another little roll. Then I'll show you how to make the beads that you can make them a bit more the same size. So I can feel this is already getting a little bit firmer and it's getting a little bit smaller. So if I wanted to, I would just carry on and just make it even smaller. It's still very squishy at the moment. So in order to make the beads like these, which I always think looks a bit like licorice all sorts, what I've got here are 6 layers. So the first layer was the blue, so I'll just do a quick, so you can just get the idea. So I just did a very sort of reasonably sized layer with the blue. So that, if you like, is my base layer. And then on the top, so that one is going horizontally. The next layer with the yellow is going on vertically, so it's in the opposite direction. And I can just build up the layers until I've got the colours and the layers I want. This one has got 6 layers. So it is entirely up to you how many layers you want. Now, because I've now got a long piece, it's a bit harder to get it in the jug. So I've got a bowl of soapy water here. So I'm now rolling this up. So what you should have is a cylinder that looks like this. And I'm holding on to the ends and I'm just dunking it into the, I'm just going to turn it now, into the soapy water. So I'm just squeezing it out. And I've got a bamboo mat on here, which is a nice rough surface. I'm actually going to turn that round so I can get the roughness. So it looks a bit like a piece of multicoloured plasticine at the moment. So again, the same with the round bead. It's a question of you just keep rolling it until it's firm enough to stand up on its own. Now the nice thing with this is I've got all those different colours inside, but they won't necessarily all appear exactly the same. So once I've got this to a nice firm state, it will be in a long strand, and again it will shrink the more I roll it. So if you look at these, so these originally were in a long piece like this, but I can cut them, which means I can cut them more the same size. And I've got a necklace here that I made using some. Now what I've done here, I haven't threaded them through the centre, I've threaded them through the side because I want to be able to see that lovely velvety middle. Once you have made all your beads, there is another stage. At the moment, they will still have soap in them. Now you want to get rid of the soap because ultimately, over quite a long time, but it can have the potential to rot the felt. So once your bead is nice and firm, like this one, you need to give it a rinse in some cold water, which starts the rinsing process. And then some cold water with a little splurge of vinegar in it, just ordinary vinegar or white vinegar. Vinegar being an acid is what will remove the soap. Excuse me. Then you can give it another rinse in cold water to get rid of the smell of the vinegar. And then once they're dry, you can start making them into your jewellery. So hopefully you've enjoyed this session. So join me again soon for more Crafts in the Kitchen.